The Heartland Season 19 Episode 3 trailer just dropped, and let me tell you, it's absolutely shocking. I don't even know where to start because every single frame screams drama, heartbreak, and unexpected twists. It feels like the calmness of Heartland is about to be shaken once again, and this time, it's not just about Amy and Nathan, it's about everyone around them getting pulled into this storm. From the very first second, you can sense that something serious is coming. The looks, the tone, the tension, everything hints that Episode 3 will be one of the most emotional and game-changing episodes of the entire season. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this, guys, because this trailer doesn't just tease another family drama. It straight up warns us that things are about to break. Hearts are about to be tested, and relationships we thought were unshakable might not survive what's next. So let's talk about the biggest shock of the trailer first. Amy. Yes, Amy Fleming, the woman who usually keeps her calm, makes what looks like her biggest mistake yet. We all know how Episode 2 ended, with that uncomfortable and honestly heartbreaking moment between Amy, Nathan, and Lindy. It already left us speechless, but the trailer takes it to another level. We see glimpses of Amy trying to explain herself, and the guilt written all over her face says it all. She knows she messed up. You can feel that she's torn between being a mother and a woman with feelings she can't control anymore. But the way she handles it, or rather fails to handle it, might just destroy the trust that's holding her family together. The trailer even shows a small but powerful scene where Lindy looks away from Amy, refusing to talk to her. That look alone tells more than words ever could. Lindy isn't just upset. She's hurt, betrayed, and confused. And you know what? I completely understand her, because Amy, in trying to balance her heart and her responsibilities, seems to be losing both at the same time. Then there's Nathan. Poor Nathan can't catch a break even for a second. In this trailer, you can tell he's trying his best to fix things, but the universe just won't let him. We see him standing outside Heartland, clearly waiting for Amy, but the expression on his face, it's not just worry, it's fear. Fear that he's already ruined whatever they were trying to build. And honestly, I can't even blame him this time. Amy's choices put him in an impossible spot. He's stuck between doing the right thing for Lindy and following his heart. And no matter what he chooses, someone's going to get hurt. The trailer hints that Nathan might actually step back for a while, maybe out of guilt, maybe out of respect for Lindy. But that silence from him might just make Amy spiral even more, because she clearly doesn't know what she wants right now. And the trailer makes sure we feel that confusion too. But what really shook me in this trailer wasn't just Amy's mistake or Nathan's pain. It was the tension between Lou and Nathan's sister. It looks like their business drama is about to explode. There's this one quick shot of Lou confronting someone, and the way she says, "You knew what this would do to us," had me freezing. That single line might be the spark of the next big conflict in Heartland. Lou has always been protective of the family and the ranch, and when someone threatens that, especially someone close to Nathan, she doesn't hold back. And honestly, I can't wait to see this side of Lou again, the strong, no-nonsense leader who's ready to fight for what's right. The trailer sets it up perfectly. You can almost feel the storm brewing between these two women, and it's giving me chills just thinking about how intense that confrontation will be. Now, here's the part that truly got me wondering. There's a blink-and-you'll-miss-it moment in the trailer showing Amy standing near the barn, talking to someone whose face we can't see. Her voice cracks when she says, "I didn't mean for it to happen." And that single line, oh my god, it changes everything. Who is she talking to? Is it Nathan, apologizing for that awkward moment in front of Lindy? Or could it be someone else entirely? Maybe even Jack, confronting her about her choices? Whatever it is, it's going to hit hard, because that one sentence carries so much guilt, regret, and heartbreak that I already know this episode is going to leave us emotional wrecks. Amy's world is falling apart piece by piece, and she knows it. And finally, let's not forget Caleb. He appears briefly, but it's enough to stir up even more tension. From what I saw, it looks like Caleb is ready to confront Nathan about Amy, and that's not going to go well. The way Nathan looks back at him, it's not friendly. Not this time. The trailer makes it clear that these two men will have words, maybe even a heated argument. And honestly, this is the kind of drama we haven't seen in Heartland in a long time. Two men, both caring deeply for Amy, standing on opposite sides of what's right and wrong. It's going to be explosive. The stakes have never been higher. Everyone's emotions are tangled, and every decision seems to make things worse. If this trailer proves one thing, it's that Heartland Season 19 is done playing safe. It's diving straight into the kind of emotional chaos that makes us love this show even more. And that's just scratching the surface, guys, because the more you watch the trailer, the more questions it raises. Who's really to blame? Can Amy fix her relationship with Lindy before it's too late? Will Nathan walk away, or will he fight for Amy even if it costs him everything? All I can say is, this episode looks like it's going to leave us speechless. Heartland has never looked this intense, this emotional, and this unpredictable. So, if you think you've seen drama before, trust me, Episode 3 is about to prove you wrong. If Section 1 gave us a taste of the chaos, Section 2 of this breakdown dives straight into the emotional tornado that's about to hit Heartland in Episode 3. Because this trailer doesn't just tease tension, it's practically screaming that something massive is about to go down. The entire tone of the trailer shifts midway, turning darker, heavier, and more heartbreaking. It's like every character is suddenly forced to face the consequences of their choices, and none of them come out untouched. Amy, Nathan, Lou, and even Lindy, they're all standing at the edge of a storm that's been building since Season 19 began. And in Episode 3, it looks like that storm is finally breaking loose. Let's start with Amy again, because honestly, everything seems to circle back to her this season. The trailer shows her standing alone in the field, the wind blowing through her hair, her eyes full of regret. You can tell she's carrying a weight she can't put down. This isn't just about one mistake, it's about a pattern that's catching up to her. For years, Amy has been the one everyone turns to, the one who fixes problems, who understands people and horses better than anyone else. But now, she's the one who needs fixing. And the sad part is, she knows it. That one line from the trailer, "I didn't mean for it to happen," echoes throughout every scene we see her in. It's like a confession that she keeps repeating in her mind, hoping that saying it will somehow undo the damage. But of course, it doesn't. Because this time, her mistake isn't something that can be healed with time or apologies. It's personal, emotional, and it involves the two people she loves most. Lindy, meanwhile, is the heart of this entire storm. And this trailer shows her like we've never seen her before. Angry, disappointed, and lost. There's a short but powerful moment where she walks past Amy without saying a single word. That silence speaks volumes. Lindy isn't throwing a tantrum. She's protecting herself. She's realizing that her world, which she thought was safe and predictable, might not be so stable after all. Losing her father was already too much for her little heart, and now seeing her mother make choices that make her question her place in her own family, that's devastating. I don't know about you, but that moment hit me hard, because it's not just about a mother-daughter argument. It's about a child realizing her parent isn't perfect. And for Lindy, that realization might change everything about how she sees Amy from now on. Nathan's role in all of this is equally heartbreaking. The trailer shows him trying to keep it together, but you can see the pain all over his face. There's one shot where he's talking to Jack, and it's clear he's looking for advice, or maybe even forgiveness. Nathan isn't a bad guy. He never was, but somehow he's stuck in a situation where doing the right thing still feels wrong. You can sense he's torn apart by guilt, not just for how things played out with Amy and Lindy, but also because of the mess involving his sister. That storyline, by the way, looks like it's about to explode in this episode. The trailer hints at a huge confrontation between him and his sister, and you can bet it's going to get ugly. He's trying to be the man his father wanted him to be, but with everything falling apart around him, it's clear that even Nathan has limits. And honestly, this trailer made me respect him even more, because instead of running away, he's still there, facing everything head on, even if it breaks him. Then we have Lou, and I'm telling you, she's coming in strong this time. The trailer shows her in full boss mode, ready to protect the Heartland brand and her family's legacy at all costs. There's this fire in her eyes that reminds me of the old Lou from earlier seasons, the one who wasn't afraid to take charge. But what makes it even more interesting this time is that she's not just fighting outsiders, she's fighting someone within Nathan's circle. The tension is thick. And it's clear that Lou is not going to back down, no matter who stands in her way. When she says in the trailer, "I won't let anyone destroy what we've built," it's not just about the business. It's about the family, the farm, and everything they've worked for. That one line sets the tone for what's to come. A full-blown moral war between people who think they're doing what's right, even if it means tearing each other apart. And while all this chaos unfolds, the trailer gives us tiny hints of smaller moments that carry huge emotional weight. Jack looking disappointed but silent, Tim shaking his head with that "I told you so" look, Lisa watching everything from the background, clearly worried. These small glimpses tell us that Heartland is about to enter one of its most intense emotional arcs ever. Everyone's watching Amy struggle, but no one can fix it for her. She has to face the consequences herself. And that's what makes this trailer so powerful. It's not just showing us the drama, it's making us feel the weight of every decision these characters have made up until now. What really gives me chills is how the trailer ends, with a single line from Amy saying, "I just wanted us to be happy." Simple words, but heartbreaking, because when she says it, you can tell she's not even sure who us means anymore. Is she talking about her and Lindy, her and Nathan, or the entire Heartland family that's slowly breaking apart? That's the beauty and the pain of this show. It never gives easy answers. Every choice has consequences, every emotion has layers, and every relationship has cracks waiting to surface. The trailer captures that perfectly, setting us up for an episode that promises not only drama, but deep emotional reflection. Heartland has always been about family, love, and healing, but episode 3 looks like it's about to test what those words really mean when everything starts to fall apart. If you thought the drama couldn't get any deeper, wait until we unpack the next part of this trailer, because what's coming in episode 3 doesn't just threaten Amy's peace of mind, it could shake the entire Heartland family to its core. The trailer starts to reveal just how far the fallout from Amy's mistake is spreading. And honestly, it's heartbreaking to watch. You can tell that every character, whether they realize it or not, is being pulled into the chaos Amy and Nathan created. The family dynamic that's held strong through so many storms suddenly feels fragile, almost like one wrong word could cause everything to collapse. And the trailer makes sure we feel that tension in every scene. One of the most powerful moments comes when Jack finally steps in. We see him sitting with Amy, his face full of disappointment rather than anger. That quiet, heavy look, the one that says, "You've really let me down," hits harder than any showing ever could. Jack has always been Amy's rock, her guide, her voice of reason. But here, it seems even he doesn't know what to say to her anymore. You can feel how much this situation is hurting him. He loves Amy, but he also loves Lindy, and seeing the bond between them fracture must be breaking his heart. The trailer doesn't show much of their conversation, but the silence speaks volumes. It's the kind of scene that reminds us that mistakes don't just affect the people who make them, they ripple through everyone who loves them. And Amy is about to learn that lesson in the hardest way possible. Then there's Tim, who looks ready to explode. We all know Tim isn't great at handling emotional messes. He reacts first and thinks later. And in this trailer, that's exactly what he seems to do. There's a glimpse of him confronting Nathan, his voice raised, his expression angry. Whatever he says, it's clear he's blaming Nathan for everything that's gone wrong. Now, whether that's fair or not is up for debate, but it's classic Tim, always protecting Amy even when she's the one who made the mistake. But I think deep down, his anger isn't just about Nathan. It's about fear. Fear that his daughter is spiraling. Fear that she's repeating the same mistakes he once made, and fear that he can't stop her. And that moment of raw emotion from Tim shows us how high the stakes really are. This isn't just about a broken romance, it's about a family desperately trying to hold itself together while the ground beneath them keeps shaking. Meanwhile, Nathan's sister continues to stir trouble in her own way. The trailer hints that her actions will finally come to light, and Lou is ready to confront her head-on. I have to say, this might become one of the most intense face-offs we've seen in years. Lou is in full protective mode, standing up not just for the business, but for Heartland's integrity. The way she looks at Nathan's sister, it's pure steel. There's no hesitation, no forgiveness in her eyes. She's done giving second chances. The trailer shows Lou saying, "You've crossed the line." And I swear, you can feel the tension through the screen. It's going to be brutal, emotional, and honestly, kind of satisfying to watch, because Lou has been doubted so many times. But in this moment, she's taking charge and proving once again why she's one of the strongest characters on the show. And yet, even with all this chaos, there's one moment in the trailer that caught me completely off guard. A quiet scene between Nathan and Lindy. It's short, but it might be the most important one of the entire episode. You can see Lindy sitting alone, clearly upset, and Nathan slowly approaches her. unsure if he should even be there. He kneels down, says something softly, and Lindy just looks at him. No smile, no words, just that look of deep sadness mixed with confusion. And then, for a brief second, it looks like she finally lets her guard down. Maybe she's starting to realize that Nathan isn't the enemy here. Maybe she's beginning to see that adults make mistakes, even the ones who care about you. That little interaction could be the start of healing, or it could make things worse if Amy misinterprets it. Either way, it's bound to be emotional. Nathan trying to earn Lindy's trust while feeling guilty for being part of the problem is such a complicated, painful thing. And it's exactly the kind of emotional storytelling Heartland does best. Now, let's talk about Amy's state of mind, because the trailer makes one thing clear: she's breaking down. There's a quick shot of her crying alone in the barn, whispering something that sounds like, "I can't do this." And that single moment feels like the emotional climax of the episode. Amy has always been strong, resilient, and centered. But in this trailer, she looks completely lost. It's like she doesn't even recognize herself anymore. The guilt, the pressure, the judgment, it's all crushing her. And honestly, I don't think we've seen her this vulnerable in a long time. What's heartbreaking is that she's not just dealing with the fallout of her actions, she's also fighting with herself. You can tell she wants to make things right, but she has no idea how. And as much as I want to be mad at her for hurting Lindy, it's hard not to feel a little sympathy too. Because deep down, Amy isn't a bad person. She's just human. And sometimes being human means making choices you can't undo. The trailer also throws in one last surprise that left me completely stunned. A shot of Jack looking at an old photo of Ty. It's quick, but it feels intentional. It's almost like the show is reminding us that Ty's absence still lingers over everything. Maybe this is their way of showing that Amy's still haunted by that loss, and that part of her confusion and recklessness comes from not fully healing from it. If that's true, then episode 3 might dig deeper into Amy's emotional scars than we've seen in years. And honestly, that makes me both excited and nervous, because when Heartland decides to explore grief and love at the same time, it always leaves us wrecked by the end. So, with all this build-up, the confrontations, the guilt, the heartbreak, the question becomes, where does the family go from here? The trailer doesn't give us easy answers, and that's what makes it so powerful. Every character is standing at a crossroads, and episode 3 looks like the moment when everyone has to choose what kind of person they want to be. Will Amy face her mistake and fight to earn Lindy's trust again? Will Nathan take responsibility and finally set boundaries with his sister? Will Lou and Tim be able to protect the family without tearing it apart? So many questions, and the trailer leaves us hanging just enough to make the wait unbearable. One thing's for sure, whatever happens next, Heartland will never be the same again. Now, as we move deeper into this trailer, the tone becomes even more intense, almost suffocating. It's like every second is loaded with emotional tension that refuses to let go. The trailer doesn't slow down for even a moment. It keeps building scene after scene like an emotional avalanche ready to bury everyone in its path. And honestly, that's what makes it so powerful. Heartland has always been a show about healing and second chances, but this time healing seems impossible. You can see it in Amy's eyes, in Nathan's silence, and in the way everyone around them is holding their breath, waiting for something to finally break. Episode 3 looks less like a simple family drama and more like the moment when every hidden truth and buried feeling finally comes crashing to the surface. One of the most haunting parts of the trailer comes when Amy tries to talk to Lindy again. You can see how nervous she is, her voice shaky, her hands trembling slightly as she approaches her daughter. But Lindy's reaction is what truly stings. She doesn't yell, she doesn't cry, she just turns away. That quiet rejection hurts more than any angry outburst could. It's like Lindy's saying, "I can't trust you right now," and Amy knows it. You can practically feel Amy's heart shatter in that moment, because for her, Lindy isn't just her daughter, she's her reason for everything. That look on Amy's face when Lindy walks away is pure pain, and it's the kind of pain that words can't fix. It's not something she can just apologize for. It's something she has to earn back, little by little. But the question is, Will Lindy give her that chance? The trailer doesn't say, and that's what makes it so nerve-wracking. Meanwhile, Nathan's storyline is growing even heavier. There's a scene in the trailer where he's seen packing up his truck, his expression completely defeated. It's like he's decided to step back, at least for now. Maybe he's trying to give Amy space, or maybe he feels like his presence is only making things worse. But whatever the reason, it's heartbreaking to see him like that. Because Nathan isn't giving up on Amy out of lack of love. He's giving up because he finally realizes that love alone isn't enough to fix this. And I think that's one of the saddest lessons of this season so far. You can love someone with everything you have, but if the timing, the situation, or the circumstances aren't right, that love can still fall apart. Nathan walking away might be his way of doing the right thing, but it also might be the one decision that leaves both of them broken. At the same time, Lou is stepping up like never before. There's a quick glimpse of her in the trailer, sitting in her office with papers scattered everywhere, clearly under pressure but refusing to back down. She knows that the scandal involving Nathan's sister could damage everything Heartland stands for, and she's determined to stop it before it's too late. What I love about this version of Lou is that she's not just being bossy or controlling, she's being protective. You can tell she's doing all of this not for herself, but for the people she loves. When she looks at the ranch, she sees more than a business. She sees her family's legacy, their history, and their future. And if she has to become the bad guy to protect it, then she'll gladly do it. That kind of strength is what makes Lou such an underrated character. And I have a feeling she's about to prove to everyone that she's still the glue that holds Heartland together, even when everyone else is falling apart. And then there's a tiny but powerful moment in the trailer that gives me chills every time I think about it. Amy standing alone at Ty's grave. No words, no music, just silence. The camera lingers on her face long enough for us to see the tears she's trying to hold back. And suddenly, everything about her behavior this season starts to make sense. All the confusion, the impulsiveness, the mistakes, they all come from this deep, unhealed pain she's been carrying for years. Amy never truly got over losing Ty, and now that she's finally trying to move on, it's like all that grief she buried is coming back stronger than ever. This scene tells us that before Amy can rebuild her relationship with Lindy or Nathan, she has to make peace with her past. She has to forgive herself for surviving, for moving on, for wanting to be happy again. And that's not an easy thing to do, especially when your heart is still tied to a memory that refuses to fade. But just when you think the trailer can't possibly get any more emotional, it throws in a confrontation that feels like a punch to the gut. Tim and Jack arguing in the barn. It's raw, it's loud, and it's full of years of tension that neither of them has ever truly dealt with. Jack's trying to stay calm, but Tim is losing it. He's shouting about Amy, about the mistakes, about how everything's falling apart again. And then Jack finally snaps and says something like, "You can't fix her by yelling, Tim." That line, it hits hard. Because it's true. All of Tim's anger, all of his protective instincts, they come from love, but they also come from guilt. He's scared of seeing his daughter suffer the way he once did, and Jack, with his quiet wisdom, is reminding him that love isn't about control. It's about patience. That moment between them might be short, but it's going to be one of those classic Heartland scenes that reminds us why we've been watching this show for so long. It's about family, even when family means facing uncomfortable truths.